stride. Did this feel like another tier to that tonight?
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. I think there's still stuff to work to get better at, but I was happy with it.
When you say that with such conviction, like stuff to get better at, was there stuff specifically from this outing you felt like?
I mean, yeah, a little bit this outing, and also just kind of stuff that we've done or haven't done in previous outings. So I don't know. It's stuff that I was talking with some of our guys right after the outing, and I'll look into over the next couple days. But so I don't really have a perfect answer for what exactly that is. But I know there are ways to get better.
How pleased were you with that four-seamer tonight with 10 whiffs on it?
Yeah, I was happy with it. Shape-wise, might have been the best it's been all year. So I'm fired up about that.
How did you go about navigating the third there after the leadoff double? It was a close play at first base, infield single, another close play at the bag on that aborted double play, if you will. But just how did you put out that fire?
Yeah, just executing pitches. That's what it comes down to, regardless of what the situation is. So glad a leadoff double after a three-run inning isn't the ideal way to start the next inning, but glad we got a 0 there.
I know team wins are your number one focus, but it's got to feel good to get a win for yourself as well, right?
Yeah, we did a good job. At the end of the day, it's a shutout. I think I heard that it's like our 11th shutout of the year, something like that. So that's pretty good. Braxton came in, Dennis, Betty came in, did a really good job. So I was happy with it, but I know they were happy with it too.
What's it mean to be the stopper? When things are going poorly, when you guys got a skid going on, even if not necessarily a streak, you'd lost I think 11 to 12.
Yeah, it's just going out there and doing my job really. So we got a good one going tomorrow too with Mitch. So hopefully we'll start a new streak, different type of streak.
How does your approach change with a 3-run lead versus a tight game or being down?
It doesn't really. I think if it were like a 6-run lead or something like that, it's just just about getting outs, getting as many innings as possible or outs as possible to save the bullpen, because they had to work a fair amount the last few days. But a 3-run lead, it's not much difference. But glad we got that lead early, got the starter out of the game. We did a really good job offensively today, so definitely, it made it easier to pitch for sure.
Is there an advantage to facing a team twice within about a month like you have with those guys?
If there's an advantage for me with that, then they have an advantage too. So, they've seen my stuff. I, saw Torres and Green 6 days ago. They've all, seen my stuff at this point. So it's just about, executing our plan better than they execute their plan.
Paul, they're trying to, limit's not the right word, but they're monitoring your workload, right? After the 6th, I think you were at 86. Was there a discussion about going out for the 7th? It was the bottom of their lineup, or was it sort of like, hey, did Donnie just say, hey man, you're good, and we'll let the rest of the guys take it the rest of the way?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. And I think part of it's like where my volume was my last couple starts. And then obviously, because I haven't had a real start in 10 days, so it's a little bit of a ramp back up. I think that was, about as good as it could have been. 86 pitches in 6 innings is a pretty good starting point. So hopefully, we're still going to monitor innings, all that. Not all of that's up to me, but just going to we'll have a good plan going forward.
Has your viewpoint of that sort of changed this year as opposed to last year? I know at the end of the season you said, look, they had a plan and it sort of worked out perfectly, as much as I wanted to pitch more. Because that worked well from a results standpoint for you, when they come to you this year and say, hey, look, we want to just kind of, we're not stopping you, but we want to kind of just make sure that we kind of keep you in a good place all year. Is it easier to sort of, not buy in because you were bought in last year, but sort of like maybe as a competitor understand?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about being on the field. That's the biggest thing. So, we have a plan for this year, but also just going forward. So, I think it's similar in ways to last year. It's just a larger number, really. So, and you know, I remember the second half last year. My first start was 8 1/3 innings of the second half, and that was just because I was getting a lot of 1-pitch outs and quick innings and that kind of thing. But there's still going to be starts where it's like, hey, go out there and pitch. I think we're just gonna pick our times with that. So I don't know. I mean, there's a long way to go still. So just gonna keep pitching until they take the ball out of my hands.
How important is it to you that you start, even if it's a short to start, as opposed to skipping one?
Yeah, not skipping a start. That's a no-go. That's not good. So want to make 32 or 33 or 35 or however many starts it is that you get in a year as a starter. If we need to push back a day, we'll push back a day. That's or move it up a day. We've done that this year. Also, skipping an off day, that kind of thing. So, it's at the end of the day, I'm not going to skip a start. That's not ideal. So, we've done a good job to this point, just working within the our own parameters, really.
Paul, what characteristics in a catcher do you value most from a collaboration standpoint? Just how do you feel like your working relationship with Davis continues to evolve?
Yeah, I mean, he listens. He does his homework. Good setups. I think all of it kind of circles back to listening and working hard. Like he looks at the data, watches video, does all that. Probably works harder than I do in a lot of that stuff. He has really good eyes and sees the game very well. So, but we continue to learn each other. There's always something to get better at with that kind of thing, and it's our relationship has evolved as the season's gone on for sure.
Thanks.